What you are about to hear is 100% true. These events happened to me. This is my eyewitness account. If you believe in what can't be explained, stay with me. Not everyone who came to that place wanted to be saved. Some came because the court ordered them. Some came because their families had run out of options. And some, like Betty, came because every other door had already closed and this was the last one left. Betty was a heroin addict. I don't say that to define her, because she was so much more than that. She had this laugh that could fill a whole room. She was warm. She was real. But underneath all of that, there was a hunger that never slept. I could see it behind her eyes every single day. That specific kind of desperate that only lives in people who are fighting something they're not sure they can beat. She had been with us for about 3 weeks when she made her decision. It was past midnight. I know because the little red numbers on the clock read 12:47 when I heard her moving around in the dark. I didn't say anything at first. I just watched. She sat on the edge of her bed and pulled on her shoes. Slow, deliberate, like she had been rehearsing this moment for days. She packed a small bag, just a few things. She didn't care about the rest. The clothes, the Bible they gave us, the journal with her name written on the cover in black marker. She was leaving all of it. None of it mattered to her in that moment. The only thing that mattered was getting out. She stood up, and then she came to me. She sat down on the edge of my bed and took my hand in both of hers. "I love you, Adriana," she said. Just like that. No apology, no explanation, just those words, quiet and certain, in the dark. Then she walked over to Naomi's bed and did the same thing. Naomi stirred, barely awake, squinting up at her. Betty just leaned down and whispered it again. "I love you. Good luck." And then she was gone. We heard the soft click of the door, and then silence. Naomi and I looked at each other across the room. Neither of us said anything. What was there to say? We both knew where Betty was going. We both knew what was waiting for her out there, and we both knew we couldn't stop her. We started heading back to our beds. That's when the banging started, not a knock. A bang, loud, frantic, the kind of sound a person makes when something is right behind them. Naomi and I both froze. We looked at each other. We looked at the door. We ran to it. It was Betty. She was standing in the doorway, and the first thing I noticed was her face. It was pale, not just scared pale. Pale like the colour had been physically pulled out of her, like something had reached inside and drained her. She was shaking. She pushed past us into the room, and Naomi shut the door behind her. Fast. "What happened?" Naomi asked. "Betty, what happened?" Betty opened her mouth, closed it. The words kept catching somewhere between her throat and her lips. "I saw," she finally said. "I saw." "Saw what?" I asked. "Betty, talk to us." "People. I saw people." I felt some of the tension leave my body. People. "Okay, just people outside." "There are people out there?" I asked. She shook her head, hard. "No." Her voice dropped to almost nothing. "They weren't people." The room went very still. "They were tall," she said. "Dark. They had..." She stopped, pressed her fingers to her eyes like she was trying to unsee something. "Red eyes. They had red eyes." She looked directly at me then, and I have never in my life seen someone look that certain and that terrified at the exact same time. "They were not people," she said again. Betty never tried to leave again. Not that night, not the next night, not for the rest of the time she was in that program. I asked her once, a few days later, if she wanted to talk about what she saw. She just looked at me and said, "You wouldn't believe me anyway." But here's the thing, Betty. I believed you then, and I still believe you now. If these stories found you, maybe they were meant to. Like and subscribe for more. There are things I've seen that I haven't told you yet.